Just connecting on YouTube. Just a moment. Yes. So there are common challenges that most doctors face when it comes to growing their hospital. The first challenge is lack of time for them to invest in growing. And they have staffs, but they are not performing up to the mark. They are not efficient. And another challenge is there is inconsistency in patient footfall. Even though you have great infrastructure, you have every facility done, you have all the latest equipments and all the expert doctors, but still the patient footfall is inconsistent. And the another important challenge is, though the hospital owner, the doctor, is not able to pay himself or herself consistently, because most of the resources is going into the day-to-day operations of the hospital. So these are some of the major challenges that most of the doctors, the hospital owners face, and that leads to stagnation. So in this session, I'm going to walk you through what are all the 3 core principles that you should be focusing in order to grow your hospital. I'll share the screen 1 minute. So the 3 core principles are these. First is create strategic growth plan. 2, streamline your operations. And 3, strengthen your patient generation system. Let's go one by one. So what is exactly strategic growth plan? It is just that you deciding on what is the future plan for your hospital, which is like setting the destination for you to reach. When you typically what happens is when you start your hospital, the entire focus is just to run your hospital efficiently. You're able to survive, you're able to run for next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and so on. And once you establish, you have to have your vision. But actually speaking, when you start your hospital, you should have a vision and then start the hospital. But most of the doctors don't do that. And over a period of time, the vision with which they started, they would have forgotten, because the entire time is going into the day-to-day operations. So to fix that, first let's fix the first thing, which is you as a hospital owner. Your first role is going to be you setting the destination where you want to reach, which is your vision for your hospital. Then you have to create strategy for taking the right direction. So to reach that destination, what is the direction your hospital has to take? You have to decide on that in terms of how you are going to achieve of reaching that destination. That is how you create that strategic plan, by setting the vision first. And then you have to create structure. Structure is who is going to do what activities. So that is the clarity you're giving. Now, typically what happens is when there is no clarity that has been communicated from you to your team will not have clarity as to what is the work that they have to do, what is their responsibility, and for what they are working for. If they don't have clarity, they will not take responsibility. When they don't take responsibility, it leads to low efficiency, right? So your role as the hospital owner, first is you set the vision, you set the goal, you create strategy on what exactly, which direction you are going to take. Let's say you want to, you're starting with, let's say you are pediatrician, you are starting with the pediatric unit and a gynec unit. Over a period of time, next 5 years or 10 years, you're going to add other specialties. So that is what you're going to do, so that you're able to offer let's say your vision is to offer quality care for the people in your community, offering wide range of services. So over a period of time, you're going to add other specialties. So that is the direction that you're taking. That is what you're planning. And then you create a structure on who is going to do what. So you're giving clarity on the roles and responsibility of your people. Then you have to create systems to standardize activities. I'll explain in detail in the next part about systems, so you'll have more clarity as I'm going to walk you through. The important activity which you should be doing as the hospital owner is having that entrepreneur mindset to grow your hospital. Doctor, it's like this. You're very good as a doctor, where you're offering your services to the patient as a doctor, but you should be equally efficient as an entrepreneur running the hospital. So you should wear the hat of the entrepreneur every single day, and that is how you can grow your hospital. And the growth, the clarity of what you want to do, how you want to do, has to be given by you to your people, right? So that is the first principle, which is you should have a strategic growth plan. The next is streamlining your operations. As I mentioned, whenever there is the patients are not, the staffs are not working properly, they are not efficient, there are blame games, there are too many mistakes and errors that happens. Nobody is taking responsibility or accountability. So all these things are the reason, because there is no proper process, there is no proper structure, there is no proper roles and responsibilities given to the people. That's the reason all these problems arises. But when you focus on streamlining the operations, it is going to help you in making your practice, which is independent of people. I'll explain to you, you'll have more clarity as I am going to walk you through. This is a beautiful quote given by Mr. W. Edwards Deming. 94% of problems in business are systems driven and only 6% are people driven. So due to the lack of systems and processes, there are problems. So 94% majority of the problem is because of lack of systems in the hospital. So most of the challenges you are facing in your hospital will be solved if you are able to set up the right systems and processes. Why you need systems and processes? Because each and every aspect of your hospital involves your investment. The salaries that you're paying, the inventories that you have in your hospital, all those things consumes your cash flow. The equipments that you buy, each and every part of your hospital involves the investment. So if you are able to, if you want to have maximum out of it, you should be in a better, there should be a better process of using those resources, right? And when there is leakage of cash flow, then you will have very less money in your hands. When there is no proper operations, when there is no proper systems and processes in every area of your practice, then it is going to, there will be lots of leakages. When there is lots of leakages, your money is wasted over there. For example, this is the best example which will be able to resonate. Now, when it comes to cash flow, let's say there is inventory, you buy inventories in your hospital without proper planning, then the inventory can become a dead asset, and dead asset is your cash flow lying where you cannot even monetize it, right? So that is because of poor planning or lack of planning. So for everything, if you have a proper planning and process, you can ensure the leakages can be avoided. So when there is leakage, you will have less money in your hands and you will not have appetite to invest in your growth. You will not think in terms of growing. You think in terms of survival. You feel that running your hospital is by itself, like surviving, making it running is the ultimate focus. Growth is not the ultimate focus because there is no cash flow. You're not having cash on hand for you to expand or grow your practice, and you will not have budget to market or brand, which are vitals for your growth. As I mentioned earlier, marketing will be the least focused area because many think that is not important. Actually, that is vital for your growth. It is like fuel to your growth. You need to focus on marketing, right? So that's the reason you need to streamline your operations. So what is building systems and processes? Let's look into one by one. So you have to build systems and processes in every function of your hospital. How you have to do? You have to create documents of all the key processes in the hospital in the form of SOPs and checklists, right? What this will do is it will reduce the dependency on people, including you. Now, if you want time freedom, if you want your team not disturbing you now and then for small things, for small decisions, then you need to focus on creating the processes and systems which will ensure the dependency on you is reduced. And dependency on people, because if your staffs become more and more like over a years, if they are working with you, they become so the system, your hospital becomes so dependent on them that without them your hospital will not function, or some of the activities will not happen, right? Those dependency is not good for you. For that sake, you have to create the systems, and that's the reason you'll be able to reduce the dependency. You'll be able to delegate easily when you have proper processes in place. You can train your new staffs who are coming in, and your services will be standardized. When you are able to offer, when it is standardized, when all the activities are standardized, the quality of service will be same offered by every staff in your facility, and that will increase the patient satisfaction, and that will also increase the operational efficiency. And also, along with these SOPs and checklists, if you integrate OKRs is objective key results, which is a way of tracking the performance of your team members. When you do that, in a way, you'll get to know if the team is performing well or there are any bottlenecks which can be addressed immediately. So through reporting and monitoring, you'll be able to reduce the blame game that typically happens. So that is the beauty of you creating systems and processes. This will help you with training new members with the standard protocol, and that will reduce the mistakes that happens, right? There will be less of mistakes and errors that happens in your facility. So you have to focus on building systems and processes, which is going to give you time freedom, and it is going to enhance your profitability. Because when you are able to plug the leakages in your operational aspects in your hospital, it will increase your profitability. So this is how you have to do when it comes to setting up systems and processes which will streamline your operations. The third principle is you should strengthen your patient generation system. This is one activity, as I mentioned, which is important, is marketing. Marketing has to be done every single day of your practice. So how you can go about? You have to create a strategic marketing plan. So what is strategic marketing plan? Depending upon whatever services that you're offering, identify who is your ideal patient so that you are able to customize your message, your content based on the services that you're offering. you should also be doing competition analysis. Whoever are your competitors, you have to do competitor analysis, and then based on these two data, you create your strategic plan to build a competition proof practice. So that's how you create a strategic marketing plan. Then the next step you have to do is, once the marketing plan is ready, optimize your online presence, be it your website and all of these the social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Google My Business, Instagram, LinkedIn. So these are the major social media platforms where you can optimize your presence and use all these online channels to content marketing, for doing the content marketing. Now you have created a strategic marketing plan. As I mentioned, based on the service that you offer, you know who is your ideal patient. And based on the strategy that you have created, come out with content in order to educate your ideal patient, so that through marketing message, you are able to bring in more patients to your facility. And you should also be doing direct marketing, because all said and done, digital marketing is one part of the marketing plan. You should also be focusing on the direct marketing plan, direct marketing activity of constant touch with your patients in and around your facility. Then you have to do internal marketing, which is within your hospital, how you are establishing your brand through standardized services. So that is part of internal marketing. And you should ensure you have marketing system for consistency. So these are the three principles with which you will be able to grow your practice, grow your hospital, and you will be able to reduce the challenges or the pain points that you're facing right now. So